The world is largely fed from the plowing and the grain supply. Before it reaches the processing facility, the grain spends considerable time in storage bins. Improper storage can seriously reduce its market value. How can a farmer store crops without loss of income or consuming even more energy? Now there's a way to let gravity do the work of storing grain and its byproducts evenly and efficiently.
When I was 9 years old, I worked for my uncle on the farm. We were plowing fields with horses, walking plow, behind a pair of mules in the field, and I was thinking at that time there's got to be a better way to do things than walking behind a plow. And I got older and working in the poured concrete silo business, and we developed a controller that monitors the temperature and humidity and the grain inside of a grain bin. And with that technology, we're able to reward the farmer for the hard work and effort that he's putting into production for corn and other grain production and processors, more efficient perhaps than the farmer walking behind the plow with the mules.
AgriDry offers its grain spreader and Bulleye controller, two devices that can help maintain the grain supply at peak quality from field to processor. With the current demands of the livestock feed, human food, ethanol, and seed industries, most grain is shipped 4 to 6 months after harvest. This results in much longer storage times than have been the case in the past. At the elevator, grain that falls below established quality standards is discounted, so the farmer receives less money per bushel. Ethanol plants have surprisingly high standards as well, and they will simply reject an entire load if it does not meet their specs.
We have the product for grain handlers to be able to manage and maintain their quality in their bins. With the gravity grain spreader and Bulleye controller that we manufacture, it allows them to know that they have quality grain in their bins, and in doing so, they have premium prices possibly when they go to sell the grain.
First, the grain needs to be distributed uniformly within the storage bin to promote a free flow air throughout. Traditionally, fine particles and foreign material tended to congregate at the center, restricting airflow, which makes the grain heat up and deteriorate quickly. Without need for electricity, the AgriDry grain spreader distributes everything evenly for efficient drying and optimum storage.
When the grain is put in the bin with our spreader, you're leveling the grain and spreading the fines uniform throughout the bin, so you get more uniform airflow through the grain when you're on your fans for either drying or aeration when you're in storage mode. And you eliminate the problem with the fines accumulating in one area. We have less problem with hot spots, so it's more uniform product distribution throughout the bin.
Secondly, the grain must be dried to within a narrow range of moisture, as close as possible to 15%. Traditionally, this has been done with heat, but that does more harm than good. The ideal way to dry grain is with air at the ambient outdoor temperature and humidity blown through the stored grain. AgriDry's Bulleye controller can activate the drying fans when conditions are just right. The process can be monitored from a computer and controlled wirelessly from up to 40 miles away.
The Bulleye controller monitors the outside conditions as well as the inside conditions, so it knows exactly when to run the fans that would be beneficial to the grain. You save on electrical usage so that you're not running the fans at the wrong times of day when it's over drying or actually running on high humidity days. Also, you don't have to have a hired person or yourself go out and turn the fans on manually. This controller will do this for you so that you don't have to watch it all the time.
The company's website offers useful information and support for all grain producers and handlers.
Dry your grain with air and don't use heat to dry your grain, not any more than you have to. With the low temperature, would only use enough heat to lower the humidity to the right level to dry it to the right moisture. So you're able to deliver the top quality product to the end user, eliminate shrink by not over drying and wasting money on electricity and fuel costs. You're able to deliver the best quality product that you can for the most money on your hard work for your return on investment.
To learn more about this story, visit AgriDry at www.grainqualitycontrol.com.